Hey, here we go. We haven't done a Raw review for bloody ages. We're reviewing the Superstar Shakeup. What did everybody think of the bloody Superstar Shakeup? I actually thought, I thought the superstars that Raw got were actually pretty decent. I think somewhere Kurt Angle is sitting just dabbing, because that's what I do when I'm happy with something, when I'm excited, because he got some decent drafts. But how does SmackDown Live feel? I guess we're going to have to find out on tonight's SmackDown Live who they're actually going to get, because right now it feels like Monday Night Raw has got some decent superstars, and they've taken quite a lot of SmackDown Live superstars, but everything could actually change on tonight's SmackDown Live, so everybody needs to calm down and let me review last night's Monday Night Raw. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to review last night's Monday Night Raw as well as talking about the drafts that Monday Night Raw got. So it's going to be a pretty decent video. If you guys can smash the likes, that'd be pretty awesome. If this gets a lot of likes, a lot of support, I will make sure to do a review tomorrow for SmackDown Live. Alright, so let's run through the picks that Monday Night Raw got last night. Now, what did everybody think of how the draft actually went? It wasn't really a draft. It wasn't even trades. I don't even know what it was. I mean, they just turned up. I thought it was going to be a little bit, a little bit more exciting. I mean, sometimes it was quite exciting, when Alexa Bliss just turned up. But other than that, like, Miz just showed up. Oh, by the way, we've got Apollo Crews now. Oh, by the way, Rhino and Heath Slater are now joining Monday Night Raw. There wasn't, like, any trades or any drafts or any, like, sort of randomness to it. They just sort of, like, turned up and they were like, oh, we're on Monday Night Raw now. I thought it was going to be a little bit more exciting than that, if I'm going to be honest, but it is what it is. It's not the worst thing in the world. So, right, here's what they got. So, they got Monday Night Raw, got Apollo Crews, which is actually, I think that's an alright pick. I mean, I think on SmackDown Live, there was more chance he was going to shine because there's less superstars. So, he might be a small fish in a big pond at Monday Night Raw, but it wasn't really working out for him at SmackDown Live. So, to be honest, it could actually be pretty good. We'll have to see what they do with him. Miz and Aries to Monday Night Raw. Weird one. I did not expect this at all, because when he came to SmackDown Live, Miz came out of his shell. He's been awesome on SmackDown Live. So he came out of his shell on SmackDown Live. Putting him on Monday Night Raw, is he going to come out of his shell as much? Is he going to get as much spotlight as he got on SmackDown Live? And also, a lot of his character was built around the Talking Smack show. They don't have Talking Smack on Monday Night Raw, so not really sure what I feel about this one. Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose to Monday Night Raw. Weird, because he's in a feud with Baron Corbin, which makes me think Baron Corbin is going to beat him for the title, because Baron Corbin is owed a match since he pinned him on last week's SmackDown Live. There we go, I thought about this one. But, I mean, I'm not really too fussed about this one. I wasn't fussed if he was on SmackDown or Raw. I mean, we could get the Shield coming back, as long as Roman and Seth Rollins stay on Monday Night Raw tonight, but this one doesn't really fuss me that much. I don't really care. Alright, so we got Kurt Organs going to Raw. Literally doesn't mean anything at all. Kalisto going to Raw. Is he going to join the Cruiserweight division? Is he going to join with Sin Cara and become the Lucha Dragons again like I predicted? Who knows? That sounds pretty exciting. Rhino and Heath Slater to Raw. They're the only tag team that were actually drafted. Yeah, I don't really care about this. This kind of suggests that maybe SmackDown's going to get a big tag team, maybe the New Day coming to SmackDown Live. They're definitely going to get at least one tag team tonight. Who's it going to be? Let me know down below. I mean, I'm not really fussed about this one. I don't really care about Rhino and Heath Slater as a tag team. I don't think they're that great. So, yeah. Bray Wyatt to Monday Night Raw. This is a bit weird, considering he's in a feud with Randy Orton, who's on SmackDown Live. So I don't really get it. I don't know what's happening. Is the match still happening? If Bray Wyatt wins, does the title go to Raw? If the match still happens, surely Bray Wyatt isn't going to win, because the title can't go to Raw if it's SmackDown Live's world title. Makes absolutely no sense. And, yeah, I don't know why they've put Bray Wyatt on Monday Night Raw. Does this really do anything? I mean, he was looking alright on SmackDown Live ever since he had the WWE Championship. Putting him on Raw, I think he might drown a little bit. Okay, so Alexa Bliss, huge. That's awesome, because that's really going to make a few more matches in the women's division. And also, she did drop the SmackDown Live women's title to Naomi, so it was pretty obvious she was going to Raw. I like it. I think it mixes things up a little. The women's division on Raw was not great. It was not great. It's just got a little bit stale, a little bit boring, and Alexa Bliss is the woman to mix things up a little bit. And also, we got Mickie James, which I did think was a bit weird, because when she came out, the first thing I thought was, wow, SmackDown Live have literally lost everyone. It means like they're just like sending everybody to Monday Night Raw. I mean, this didn't really do a lot for me. I don't really care where Mickie James is. Okay, so overall, I think if you were looking at SmackDown Live a few months ago and you would have been like, if somebody asked you, this is a weird question, but if somebody asked you, who would you say are the top 4 stars on SmackDown Live? You probably would have said Bray Wyatt, you would have said Alexa Bliss, you would have said The Miz, and you would have said AJ Styles. So everybody apart from AJ Styles has gone to Monday Night Raw, which you could say is exciting, but it does kind of feel like the heart and soul of SmackDown Live has just been ripped up and sent to Raw. What do you guys think about that? Anyway, let's actually do the review of Monday Night Raw. That's my quick thoughts on the draft. We're going to see how it goes. I mean, obviously I can't do my full thoughts on the draft since SmackDown Live hasn't gone yet, because things could go tits up pretty quickly if SmackDown Live gets a few, like maybe Seth Rollins, you know. Alright, so Monday Night Raw opens with The Miz and Maurice coming out to John Cena's music. Apparently this was supposed to be a troll, but I honestly didn't really care. So then they start talking about John Cena. You know, I wish this John Cena feud just ended, because I actually never really liked it. I think it's really annoying and it's not actually that funny, but some people like it. But, I mean, I guess if he's on Raw, this feud is well and truly finished now. So why they continued this, not really sure. Now, thankfully, Dean Ambrose came out. Some people don't really like Dean Ambrose. I think he's quite hilarious. He ended it up with Dirty Deedsing The Miz, which was pretty good because he was acting like he thought it was John Cena and Nikki Bella in the ring, which was actually quite funny. Then he realised it was The Miz, and he was like, whatever, and then Dirty Deeds him. Thought it was sweet, I thought it was cool, and yeah, there we go. Holy shit, did you see this shatter machine at the end of the Revival and New Day match? That was fucking epic. Oh my god, it was like we're in a video game. It was like an oh my god moment in WWE 2K17. It was insane. What a great way to end the match. So the New Day goes to the top rope. Xavier Woods jumps up. He's supposed to catch on Big E's shoulders, and he ends up getting a shatter machine. It really went tits up for Xavier Woods, but this was actually a pretty good match. The Revival are looking great. A great addition to Monday Night Raw, and I'm absolutely loving it. What a way to finish the match. So the shatter machine and the Revival go over on the New Day for the second week in a row, which is great booking. Okay, so this was a load of bollocks, wasn't it? Kurt Hawkins comes out. Oh, I'm now on Monday Night Raw. Who gives a shit? Big Show comes out. KO punches him, and that was that. What does that actually do? It didn't do anything. I thought Big Show was retiring after WrestleMania, and Kurt Hawkins, he's a jobber. What did this even do? This was just a waste of good time. Finally, TJ Perkins has turned heel. So TJ Perkins beats Austin Aries in a great match. I don't think these guys can have a bad match. These guys are great. TJP is cool. Austin Aries is awesome. Great match. Now, some people have kind of been turning on TJ Perkins in the last few months. I think it's because he's got like a really punchable face. His hair is kind of annoying. He's a bit cheesy, and people just don't really like him. So he's naturally gone from being one of the top baby faces in the company to a heel. I kind of like it. I think this kind of mixes things up a bit. I don't think they really knew what to do with TJ Perkins. I mean, he was great when he was the champion, but when he dropped the belt, there wasn't really a lot to do with him. So turn him heel. So TJ Perkins attacks Austin Aries after the match, hitting him with a detonation kick, which is actually a pretty good move. So there you go. I don't really know what the mindset and the story is behind here. Is TJP trying to make friends with Neville so he gets a title match? Don't really know right now, but I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Okay, so this is probably maybe the most negative thing about the show was the Seth Rollins bit. So Seth Rollins comes out and he's like, everybody knows that we want Seth Rollins on, I want Seth Rollins on SmackDown Live. I think at least 50% of the audience want Seth Rollins on SmackDown Live because I think he could be really big on SmackDown Live. But then he starts going on in his promo about how he's going to give the people what they want by fighting to stay on Monday Night Raw, which doesn't really make a lot of sense because the fans want him to go to bloody SmackDown Live. So he's not really doing what the fans want. So I didn't really get this promo at all. But it turns out that Seth Rollins is going to give the fans what they want by staying on Monday Night Raw. Do we really want that, Seth? I don't really know. So Samoa Joe comes out and starts attacking Seth Rollins. So it does actually look like he is going to stay on Raw and he's going to feud with Samoa Joe, which could be a fucking awesome match at Payback. So I'm looking forward to that. But this promo didn't really make a lot of sense. Also, how cool was it to see Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe in the same ring at the same time? That was actually pretty cool. Nia Jax taking on Charlotte, and if this doesn't tell you that Charlotte's off to SmackDown Live, I don't know what will, because this was pretty bloody obvious that Charlotte is going to SmackDown Live. She just got beat by Nia Jax, and we're like 8 months into the draft, and Nia Jax still can't wrestle. What's she doing? She just can't wrestle. This match was just so sloppy. It was not fun. It wasn't great. It wasn't good at all. I was glad it ended. So Nia Jax wins with a pop-up Samoan drop. This wasn't great. She's not a good wrestler. Is she the next women's champion? I hope not, but it kind of looks like they're building her to that way, but she just can't wrestle. I'm really not a fan of Nia Jax. So she beats probably one of the best wrestlers in the WWE, Charlotte Flair. I think this is kind of her saying goodbye to Monday Night Raw, because why else would they have her lose? I think Charlotte going to SmackDown Live is great. If she does go to SmackDown Live, I'll talk about it in tomorrow's video. So Finn Balor beats Jinder Mahal in actually a pretty good match. This is the first time I've actually seen Jinder Mahal relevant in the WWE. He put up a decent fight. Now, obviously, Finn Balor was going to get the win. He only returned last week, so he needs the wins. But it kind of made me realise what's left for Finn Balor on Monday Night Raw. I think he's going to SmackDown Live. I mean, there isn't really a place for him in the Universal Championship picture, and I don't really want him as a mid-card champion. I think he's off to SmackDown Live. So Balor wins with a pinfall with the coup de grace. Bloody love that move. Everybody loves Finn Balor, but there just isn't a place for him on Monday Night Raw right now. And I think since Raw got quite a good bunch of superstars in the draft, we got The Miz and Bray Wyatt, SmackDown Live needs Balor, and I think that's his new home. So after the match, this just confused the hell out of me. Bray Wyatt comes up on the screen and says that Monday Night Raw is his new home. I don't really know what Bray Wyatt has to do with Finn Balor. He's already in a feud with Randy Orton. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. If Balor is going to SmackDown Live, this makes absolutely no sense, because why would they interact with each other? I didn't really get this. Was this just a way of them announcing that Bray was on Raw and Finn was just in the right place at the right time? I didn't really get this bit. I don't like the fact that Bray Wyatt and Miz and everybody, they just turned up and they were like, oh, I'm on Raw now. It just felt a bit relaxed, and it could have been a little bit more exciting. I don't really get this interaction between Balor and Bray Wyatt. The Demon against Bray Wyatt could be cool, but Bray Wyatt's busy with Randy Orton, so is that match not going to happen now? Or I just don't know. We need some explaining, people. Next up, we had Sami Zayn taking on The Miz. Yeah, we're already starting to see the negatives of The Miz coming to Monday Night Raw, because not only did he take a dirty deed to Dean Ambrose, he took a bloody loss to Sami Zayn. What a great way to bring Miz to Monday Night Raw. Yeah, what a great way. So he's now got a loss, and he was only there 2 hours. Yeah. So I think Sami Zayn's got to go to SmackDown Live as well, to be honest. Same story with Balor, really. But yeah, Sami Zayn, he's never really... They just don't know what to do with him, do they? He kind of does the same thing every week where he's got to prove himself. Do you not feel like he does the same promos backstage with whoever the general manager is, like, oh, you've got to win this match or you're off to SmackDown Live. You've got to win this match or you're fired. You've got to prove yourself or blah, 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 blah. They do the same thing every week with Sami Zayn. Like, we get it, he's the underdog, but the same thing happens every fucking week. So this week, oh, you've got to win this match or you're off to SmackDown Live. Like, a bit of creativity, people. A bit of creativity. So Sami Zayn does actually win. So does that mean he's staying on Monday Night Raw? I still don't think he's staying on Monday Night Raw. SmackDown Live needs some superstars, and Sami Zayn's just doing nothing. The only thing he's done since the brand split was have that pretty good match against Braun Strowman. But apart from that, he's done nothing. He's done nothing. He's had countless matches against KO, and the last time Sami Zayn really did anything interesting was when he had his feud with KO in the summer. Do you know what was the best thing about Monday Night Raw this week? Do you know what was the best thing? It was Braun Strowman beating up Roman Reigns, and this was literally every fan. We all want to do this to Roman Reigns. This was insane. So it turns out Roman Reigns is still face. Well, it's just pissed me off. It just pissed me off. He cut one of the best heel promos last week, and he only said like 3 words. But he's still face. Looks like he's facing Braun Strowman at Payback, which, could be good. But this was insane. So Bray Wyatt just beats Roman Reigns up, throws him through a table. Shit was going down, people. He gets on a stretcher, he throws the stretcher off, and then he gets put in an ambulance, and he throws the ambulance off. Shit is going down. Braun Strowman is mental. Can anybody stop this man? It's like he's got mad ADHD. He just would not stop until he put Roman Reigns down. It was brilliant. So it looks like Roman Reigns is going to face Braun Strowman at the Payback pay-per-view. I kind of wanted Roman Reigns to go to SmackDown Live. I felt that would have been a way to turn him heel, but he's still face. What the fuck? So the Hardy Boys and Sheamus and Cesaro defeated the Shining Stars and the Club. Pretty good match. I actually really like Sheamus and Cesaro now. They're pretty good, aren't they? But still pretty amazing to hear the Hardy Boys theme song on Monday Night Raw. So obviously the Hardy Boys and Sheamus and Cesaro get the win because the Shining Stars obviously aren't going to win and neither are the Club. And also Sheamus and Cesaro need some momentum because they are facing the Hardy Boys at the next pay-per-view for the tag team titles, which, yeah, but why are they teaming up if they're in a rivalry or they're in a championship match? That doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? You know, the first part of this segment between Bayley and Sasha Banks proves why they really needed Alexa Bliss. So Sasha Banks comes out and she's like, oh, my best friend Bayley, my best friend Bayley. I swear she says the same thing every week. At least she didn't mention Eddie Guerrero like she normally does. Then Bayley comes out, she says the same thing she says every week by saying, oh, this is my dream since I've been a child. If you're in the WWE and this wasn't your dream since you were a child, what are you actually doing there? I don't get it, but she says the same thing every week. So thank God Alexa Bliss comes out because shit is going down, people. This is going to be awesome. This really is. Alexa Bliss is the perfect character to mix things up on Monday Night Raw. She's brilliant. She's great. It's going to be great. But we also got Mickie James, which could be good, which kind of suggests to me that the SmackDown, as well as getting Charlotte, they are going to get maybe Sasha Banks. Maybe. I don't know. They're definitely getting another big women. Could it be Nia Jax? Hopefully not, because she can't wrestle. But, yeah, this was alright. So, Nia Jax comes in the ring, and she bollocked it up, really. It just went tits up for everyone. So Nia Jax Samoan drops everybody. I can't even remember who she Samoan dropped and who she didn't. I don't think she Samoan dropped Alexa Bliss because she got the hell out of there. But yeah, Nia Jax stands tall with the Women's Championship, which is a load of bollocks because she can't be the Women's Champion. She can't even wrestle. Well, we started off the Superstar Shakeup pretty excitingly, but we ended it pretty excitingly with a great Champions versus Champions match between Dean fucking Ambrose against Kevin Owens. Is one of these going to SmackDown Live? I'm not sure. I feel like Kevin Owens potentially could go to SmackDown Live. I don't know why they've got the United States title and the Intercontinental title on Monday Night Raw. Seems a bit fishy to me. I don't actually know what's going to happen. Don't ask me. But this was actually a really good match. I mean, I quite like Dean Ambrose, quite like Kevin Owens. Solid match. So Dean Ambrose wins, which kind of makes sense considering that he has just come on Monday Night Raw, so he kind of needs a big win to establish himself if you don't actually know who Dean Ambrose is. But there you go, pretty decent match and a nice main event. So he hits the Dirty Deeds for the pin, and then Y2J, Chris Jericho, comes out. So obviously Chris Jericho hits the code breaker on Kevin Owens, and that's your lot. Now I thought this was cool, but considering it's the Superstar Shakeup, I was sort of left expecting a little bit more at the end. Fair enough, we got the Champions versus Champions match. Fair enough. Chris Jericho is back. We haven't seen him since WrestleMania, but I was sort of expecting, you know, maybe AJ Styles to come out. Something big to happen other than just Y2J. Yeah. Did anybody else feel that, or was that just me? I mean, when it went off air, I was hoping for something a little bit more at the end, but at the end of the day, it's the first night of the Superstar Shakeup. Monday Night Raw has killed it. They've got some great picks. My top pick so far is going to be Alexa Bliss, honestly. It's going to be Alexa Bliss. I wish I could say The Miz. Right now, I'm not convinced. Bray Wyatt, cool. I'm not really sure how that one's going to work out. We kind of need some explaining doing. But there you go. Some decent picks. I really hope SmackDown Live... You know what? I hope SmackDown Live gets Seth Rollins. And I hope SmackDown Live get Charlotte. If nothing else happens, I will still be pretty happy with that. But what do you guys think? Who do you want to go to SmackDown Live? You've got maybe 12 hours to decide and that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to give this week's Monday Night Raw... The show itself, I'd probably give a 7 out of 10. I mean, if the picks weren't there, if it wasn't the Superstar Shakeup, I don't think it would have been a very good show at all. Not a lot actually happened, but overall, some good picks, some alright picks. It was kind of exciting. Things have changed. It'll be good to get some new matches, some new feuds. And yeah, 7 out of 10 seems like an alright review. If you guys enjoyed this, support the video, comment your thoughts down below. I might start doing Raw reviews more often if these videos get more views, more support, more likes. So let me know down below what you thought of this video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Spike your hair.